What's going on, USG fam? Happy Wednesday. I'm excited to bring you this week's In the Word Wednesday out of John chapter 8, verses 34 to 36. Jesus replied, "Very truly I tell you, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. Now a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son belongs to it forever. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." And this is a sequel from last week's In the Word Wednesday on John chapter 8, when Jesus said that the truth will set you free. And I think he provides us with a greater understanding of what that means in the following verses that we read today. And I want to begin by explaining the reality that all people are slaves to sin. Romans chapter 3, verse 23 says that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And Jesus teaches us that everyone who sins is a slave to sin. And so if we are slaves to sin, who can set us free if every person is a slave to it? And the reality is that Jesus is the one that sets us free. We see that in verse 36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Jesus is the way that we find freedom from sin and death. And I love Ephesians 1, verse 5. It says, "He predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ in accordance with his pleasure and will." While we were sinners, we were not a part of God's family. In fact, we were separated from it. But because of Christ and because of the freedom he gives us through his life, death, and resurrection, we become adopted sons and daughters by faith into the family of God.